What's going on, everyone? Data Report here with the weekly wastewater update video for Sunday, April 16th, 2023. Earlier in the week, we were talking about during the pandemic update videos how a lot of wastewater sites were not updating. Good news. As the week progressed, we started to gain some more back, and several of them are reporting right now. So, like we started off last week, if I remember correctly, here's the 4 regions of the United States. And you can see the orangish yellow one is in the northeast, the pinkish one is in the southeast, the purple one is in the Great Lakes Midwest region, and the green one is in the west coast. All except for the green one are dropping. The green region, being the west coast, is starting to see a rise in the amount of wastewater, which is rather interesting because if you saw our COVID variant update video yesterday. In fact, let's go back to the CDC COVID variants, shall we? And we can take a look here. You will notice that in the West Coast region, we are seeing a rapid rise in the amount of XBB116 prevalence. It's now at 9.8% in California, Hawaii, Nevada, American Samoa, Mariner Island, and so on. So we know that since the percent amount of XBB116 is higher there, we are seeing a higher amount of wastewater. So it is the reason behind the increase in wastewater that's showing COVID. Alright, let's move on to some data from the CDC here. And we'll start off from the northeast, we'll work our way south, then we will go to the west coast. Starting off with Maine, let's just start off with a big one here, Cumberland County. 65,000 people serviced in this watershed, and their level has dropped ever so slightly, and they are at low levels and not rising right now. Then we come down here to York County, Maine. This is mainly a big tourism area. Sewer shed population of 15,000. That goes up in the summertime. All these places in the northeast will probably be following more closely in the summertime, just because New England, they get a lot of tourists in the summertime. York, 15,000 population, it's dropping there. Massachusetts, here's one that's at moderate wastewater levels, but hasn't updated. Or it looks like it is now finally updated on the 11th, and their levels are flat, but at moderate levels. Coming over here to an area near Boston, which is at low levels, 2.4 million, so this is a big sampling size. And again, they're at low levels, flat right now. How about New Hampshire? Here's Coos County, which is at 10,000 population, and they're at moderate levels and rising, so that might go near high levels pretty soon. Let's check Chittenden County in Vermont, 31,000 population at this watershed, and this one's dropping. However, the neighboring one, which has 8,500 people, this might be closer to one of the universities, and their level is starting to rise, so that's concerning. Then we come down here to Schenectady in New York State, 78,000 population, at moderate levels, but trending towards low levels because this is, wow, rapidly dropping now. And then we come here, I know there's a wastewater shed here that's bigger. Here it is, Saratoga, 152,482 people at this one. And this is at relatively low levels and dropping, so that's good to see. Let's check on Western New York, Wyoming County. Very small sampling size, 3,448 people. It's at low levels right now, or moderate, trending towards low. It is flat. Taking a look at New York City. New York City, for the most part, the majority of these are in low levels, holding flat right now. Here's one in Queens, 848,000 people, and that's flat. Here's Kings County, 283,000, slightly dropping. Here's another one that's in Queens, 728,000. Flat to slightly dropping. Then we come over here to Staten Island area, Richmond County, 198,000. It was rising slightly. Now it's flat. It's low to near moderate here. And let's go down to Washington, D.C. while we're at it. 1.6 million population at this sampling site. Slightly dropping, so that's good to see. And they are already at low levels. Let's go to Pennsylvania. Here's southeast Pennsylvania. Montgomery County, that's just west of me, actually. And slightly dropping here. There was another site in Montgomery County. Let me find it. This one's dropping, 10,000. But there was another site that was starting to rise. And I'm not seeing it. It looks like, for the most part, it's leveled off now. Here's one in Bucks County, 55,000 people. And this is starting to rise. Then we come up here to central Pennsylvania. And I mentioned in the daily pandemic update video yesterday, we have to watch Center County. They just had the big blue and white weekend. If you don't know what that is, it's when Penn State University has its scrimmage game. They basically, half the team plays the other half the team. But it draws a lot of people up there. There's a lot of partying. I was listening to Dispatch last couple of days, and there were a lot of calls for conscious alcohol overdoses, which means there was big time partying here. Now there's two wastewater sites there. Here's one which is smaller that has 90,000 population. Actually, excuse me, this is the bigger one. It has 90,000 population. It's low and dropping. Here's the one which is smaller, has 12,000 population. It was rising and now it's dropping. So that's good to see. But it's dropping from moderate levels. So we'll say it's still moderate to near low levels. And New Jersey, we forgot the New Jersey. Here's a newer site in Cumberland County, New Jersey. I love seeing newer sites pop up. They're low to near moderate, flat right now. Up in North Jersey, Passaic County, 54,000. They're low to near flat right now. And slightly rising, but for the most part, they're at low levels. So that's good. And down here let's go down to near Baltimore. And you can see here, the sites in and around Baltimore are dropping right now, so that's good. Western Maryland, Washington County, slightly starting to rise. It's already at a moderate level. We'll just quickly do a couple of Virginia areas. Here's Montgomery County, Virginia, and Radford County, 70,000 in this watershed. Low to near moderate, slightly dropping. Then we come down here to North Carolina. We want to find Davis County. Here's Forsyth County, 92,000 at this watershed. Not doing too bad at this time. Low to near moderate. Guilford County, here you go. 135,821 people serviced here. It's already low to near moderate. It's probably going to cross to moderate soon. This is really starting to rise. That's concerning. Then we come here to Durham County and Orange County. Low to near moderate and slightly dropping to maybe, we'll call it leveled, but it is slightly dropping. So that's good news. Then we come down here to Greenville, South Carolina. 143,000 serviced here. And it is dropping. Then let's take a look at some of the Atlanta. Here's Cobb County. That's dropping. 190,000 serviced here. So that's slightly bigger. And it's dropping. That's good news. Then we come here to Fulton County, 189,593 people, level. But again, that's not a big, considering the population of Atlanta, what it is, that's not a humongous sampling size. And I'm looking here, we're not seeing one that's bigger. Here's another one for Cobb County, 190,000. So this is another bigger one. And yeah, it is rising. That's not good. It's already low to near moderate. That's something we have to be concerned about. We're starting to see more sites rising this week, I think, so far, than we have in the past few weeks. Lawrence County, Georgia, that's starting to rise slightly. Let's come down here to the Orlando area. And here's Seminole County. And that is flat. That's with 95,000 people. Here's Orange County. 50,000 people serviced here. Not a terribly big sampling size. And that is flat. Here's another one, which I do believe is bigger. Let's see. Also 50,000. And this one is starting to rise, so that is concerning. And we'll just do one more. Here's the bigger one. 277,000 people serviced. Orange County. Flat at low levels right now. We'll come up here to Arkansas. Here's Pulaski County. 28,500 people serviced. It is slightly dropping. Let's go back up to Ohio. Here's Licking County. Very small sampling size. 3,300. That is flat. And we come over here to Union County, 24,677. That is approaching moderate levels and is rising, so that's concerning. Greene County, only 4,100 service, but it's already at moderate levels and it's starting to rise, so that's not good. Let's come down here to Texas. McLean County, that is dropping, and they were at high levels, so that's at 193,820. Let's go down here to New Orleans. 389,000. Remember they had that big surge with Mardi Gras? Well, they're continuing to drop. They're low to near moderate. The drop is not as fast, but they are continuing to drop. Let's go back over here to Texas again. We'll do one more in Texas. Dallas, 200,000 people serviced, flat, but at moderate levels. Let's go up here to Cook County, 24,000 serviced at this water site, and it is moderate to slightly dropping, almost leveled off, but I know there's a bigger one here in Cook. Here it is, 1.2 million people. This is a big watershed, and it's dropping, so that's some good news. How about Detroit metro area? Oakland, Wayne County, 840,000 people serviced here and dropping. Let's make our way west now, shall we? We'll do one here in Wisconsin. Olmsted County, 120,000 people serviced here, and it is down, and it is moderate, but it's flat right now. This is one of those ones that go up, down, up, down, up, down. It doesn't update as frequently. I guess that's why it does that. And let's go back out here to Los Alamos. This is in New Mexico. 13,179 people serviced here. At high transmission, it may have peaked, and it is showing signs of dropping. That's some good news. Coming out here to the west coast, let's go out to Los Angeles area. Here's Santa Barbara. 69,000 people serviced here. This is flat. Another one that goes up, down. Doesn't update that frequently, and that's why that happens. Then we come down here to Orange County. 120,000 people serviced, and that's at moderate levels, but flat. Low to near moderate. Here's another one in Orange County, 1.8 million people, and it's low to near moderate, and it is dropping, so that's some good news. And Los Angeles, 3.5 million people serviced at this one, and it is at low to near moderate levels, but it's dropping. If we start to see Los Angeles rising, that would be deeply concerning. We're just going to do a couple more here. And we'll come up here to the Pacific Northwest. Lincoln County, Oregon. 10,400 people serviced. Look at this. That is going almost straight up. That is deeply concerning. Then we come up here to Washington. We'll take a look at a couple counties here in Washington. Jefferson County is starting to rise, and they're already near moderate levels, so that is relatively concerning. Then you come up here to Thurston County, and 119,000 people serviced on this one, and it is dropping. Alrighty, that about does it for this week's wastewater update. As you can see here, some of the other places that we didn't do. Nebraska. A lot of these sites have just been stuck on the same levels for a long time. You're seeing these moderate to high levels. There's not as many in Nebraska as there were when we first started doing wastewater updates, but they definitely still do exist, and it is concerning. And Utah, there's a lot of them that are low to near moderate, and they've been at these levels for a while now. When we first started doing wastewater about, was it a month and a half, 2 months ago, we saw a lot of moderate to high sites here. We're not seeing that right now. And this is one area we're going to have to watch because, as you saw, the West Coast with XBB116 is rising at a faster rate. So eventually, we probably will see another surge here. Let's just click on some of these. Yeah, as of right now, they're still steadily dropping. We're not seeing any that are about to turn the corner to go to rising again. Look at this one. Smaller, but rapidly dropping. Alright, that does it for this week's wastewater update. We will have the pandemic update, which is daily. This afternoon, we're going to try and do it between the 3 and 4 o'clock hour, if possible. There has been a lot of news since yesterday's pandemic update, so I can tell you right now, it's going to be filled with information today. Hit the like button if you like this video. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel down below. And I will see you all again next time. But until I see you again next time, test negative and stay safe, everyone. Have a great Sunday afternoon.